Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to look into falling leaves. Since it's that time of year, I thought I would show you something that had to do with the season. This is a quilt I've been working on for eons, and I mean that literally. Uh, it is not done yet. This is called Falling Leaves. It is interspersed with each other to the point where you can't do an assembly line method, so it takes a while to do. Plus, you have to think of the next color out because you have to insert that color into the piece you're working on at the time. So anyhow, this is something that I found probably 30 plus years back. And I have been working on it in different areas. Like here, I made a journal page with it last year. And I just shrunk it to the point where I could get several of them on there. And then I did a little dotted line to give the impression of sewing. Here I've used an old curtain pouch that usually comes over the top of your curtain as a clear pocket because I didn't want to cover up all that work. So anyhow, today we're going to work on a couple of pieces that has to do with this pattern. The first one is going to be a birthday card for my niece. I'm a little late, as usual, and I've already got the pieces cut out here for her piece. And what this is going to turn into is a pocket. This is the card I came up with, and I just kind of inked on the outside of it with some dark brown. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this nice new Tim Holtz Halloween piece, mixed media, and we're going to use the stencil. And I may even use the actual leaves on it. I haven't decided yet. It's so new. It's still got all the sticky on it. I hope everybody's doing well today. And you have really bounced into fall and gotten everything ready for your Halloween if you celebrate it. Because it is almost here. I'm telling you, it's going fast. All right. We are going to use the grid pattern. I thought that would go with the square motif I got going here. So we're just going to go in with some ground espresso and kind of go around the outside. My leaf pocket is going to be kind of in the center area, so I'm going to mostly work on the outside, as you can see there, just to give it a little interest, so it's just not, the leaf is just not hanging there. You know how it is. You gotta kind of, you got to ground things when you're doing stuff on your pages, and it really adds to, I guess you could say, the authenticity of your item to where it looks more realistic, that kind of thing. So this is all we're going to do here. And you can see that turned out really nice. I'm going to stick this under here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to glue on our piece. I don't think I need my stamping pad anymore, so I'll put that to the side. May need it in a minute for the next project. I have another project ahead of us. Okay, so this is our main piece. We're going to glue it down on 3 sides. We're wanting to leave the top open to be the pocket. First, though, we got to measure from our side, because this piece is going to come in and off the edge, and we have to judge from that. We might lose our little piece over here on the side, but that's okay. All right, so let me leave that one down. Now on these, you could make them a little pocket and put a tiny tag in there to be like a page flip. I had played around with doing that on my journal page over here, so we might get into that. Since this is just a card, what I'm going to do is just be gluing everything down, and I will just do the fancy stuff for our journal pages. And so now I can go and put this down, and we're going to go just on our outside edges like that. And I'm going to use this as my gift card holder. Or my money. Actually, I'm giving her money, so I'll use this as my money pouch. And we'll put that down. And I will squeeze it just a little bit so I've got a bulk there. It's bulking up. So you're able to slide something in there without having to fight it. That's a trick to do. I learned that from scrapbooking with me. And it is a great idea. I have used that so often. Okay, I got to get the tweezers in here. I can't function without the tweezers. You know that. Oh, I want to thank everybody for coming to join me today. And if they like what they see, I would appreciate getting a like on my video. I'm always welcome to comments. I appreciate anything and everything people tell me. Feedback, ideas. Everything is always appreciated. Now, I believe I'm going to go and put this pattern and the dimensions and stuff on my Facebook page. And that is in my description box of this video. So you will be able to find it there, the link, and follow over to it. And I'll put it in as a freebie. I have an album that I'll put it into, and you'll be able to get it out and make a copy from it and do your own. I'll try to do the different sizes because there are various sizes I've used here. This square for this card is a 3-inch square. That's your biggest piece. And that takes up most of this space, and it wouldn't work on the card for the journal page. So I had to shrink that one 1/4 of an inch. But we'll get to that one in just a second because I'm almost done here. Oh, I dropped that. Okay. Now this goes this way. Oop, I went down a little too far. Whoopsie. We're going to trim those pieces off, so they're collateral damage. Going to put a little bit here because most of the rest of that's going to get cut off. All right. There we go. And what I plan to do when I get to inking here is I'm going to ink one of these neat little stamps on the inside, and then I'll write my sentiment. That's how I plan to do it. So let's do this and this. Which still had some glue on it. All right. And she's done. Let me see. Do I have a card or anything I can stick in here? Probably not. So I'll use my tweezers. But right in there is your pocket to put your money, your sentiment, your gift card. And then you can have this for your writing, your happy birthday, or however, happy fall. I mean, this little kit has some neat ones. It's got the autumn greetings on it, which I just might put that down here at the bottom. Let's see about doing that. I've got a little, my truffle over here. What is that? Espresso truffle. That is one of my favorites. It's one of the dewdrops, and I use that quite often. So we're going to use that on here. And tap, 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 tap. I might be running out of ink for this poor little guy because I've been using him like crazy. I can see it though, so we're good. Okay. Autumn greetings. Hold it down. I rock it a little bit, but you know, I'm just wanting to get the top and the bottom edges. Don't rock it too much. Leave it down for about half of a second there. And there you go. Autumn greetings. And I think it adds a little bit more to the card itself. So now what we're going to do is put this aside. It's basically done. unless I go in here with one of these stamps, which we could do that since we're going at it. And I don't know if you've seen certain cards that will have the stamps that are sort of light colored or washed out. I'm not sure how you would phrase that, but that's kind of what I'd like to do here. I'm going to just lightly stamp it. I'm not going to do too much because you can see that wasn't very dark. So let's do that. Now you could do a second generation stamping if you wanted, if you thought this was going to come out too dark. But I don't think we're going to have to worry about it. And I'm going to put it right in the center, because I have not stamped at all with these, so they're very new. So sometimes they don't hold the ink as well until you build up a little bit. Yep, I'm good with that. It's very light. That's a maple leaf. That gets our idea across. We can write above and below. So I'm happy with that. Let's put it aside. I'm going to leave this on here because I'm going to go and use it again. Oh, I did want to do this. I forgot all about this. I have a rub on. What's left of my remnant rubs here from Eccentric. And she is turning 32. So we are going to go in and use the 3 and the 2 that I've got left from here. And we're going to do that on the inside. And it's, how are you going to say, happy? I can just put that over top of my leaf. I think I could do that. All right. And what you do is you pull this off and lay it down like that. I don't have a rubber, so I'm going to rub it on here with this. The side of my tweezers. They ought to get the job done. Some of these are kind of hard to get off sometimes. But then if you get it started, whoop, like that, it just peels right off. All right, now we're going to do the 2. I'm pretty sure I got this age right. Yes, she's born in 1990, so I know it's got to be 32. I'm so happy because my mom is born, she was born in 40, my dad was born in 35, so everybody's born when I can calculate it easier, which is always a blessing. All right, there we go. We got that down. So that's our card so far. I'll come back in and do happy birthday, and then I'll say I love her and everything down here, and I'll put her little stash of money in the front. So that one's done. Now what we're going to do is go to our next assignment, which will be this one. It's going to be our card, not our card, our page for our journal. And in this one, I've shrunk the piece a tad. I have taken it down to 2 3/4, and I'll have all these dimensions in the description box, so you can just go there to find them, and I'll explain which one of the pieces it's for, and you'll be able to go from there. All right, so I'm using this on my pretty page that I dyed a while back. I baked it in the oven, and it really corresponds with that color really well. I'm going to, I thought I was going to use this one. That's kind of a layering stamp. You put that down first and then that. But I think I'm actually going to use the one back here that I had before. And we're just going to kind of stamp over. Now you could go and make multiples of these like I did on my page. And do a whole page full of them. Do like a center spread. That's easy enough to do. but I'm going to just kind of do like a light backdrop. I watched my Tim Holtz the other day, and I love when he gets in there and he shows stuff at the end, and I usually learn so much. So that's where I need to really practice on my backgrounds. You can do so much with stamps and stencils, much more than just the straightforward stuff. And this is one of them. He was showing how to do backgrounds with your items, and a lot of the makers had done that as well. I just soak all that stuff up, but my poor brain doesn't retain it all the time. So here we go. This is called Blueprint. That's why it's got sort of a what would you call it? The lines in it. That's what I mean. The thing with the lines, it's sort of where it's drawn up like a blueprint. And he has quite a few of these. I fell in love with one he did with a dragonfly, and I gotta get myself to buy that. It just, oh, can't go that way. I gotta go this way. I got to get to buying that because I just love the dragonfly. All right, we are going to settle for that. We may do a little bit of stenciling to also correspond with the one we did before, because I've got a little bit of space there in the center, and I'm not sure I want to keep it that way. This is just going to end up being, you know, in the book somewhere. It's not going to be a full page spread or nothing like the one I showed you. It's just going to be a decorative page somewhere. And I have a few different ideas on how to use the square that we're going to create, the falling leaves. So you have other options besides just a pocket. Alright, I'm trying to line this thing up. And I'm way over here. I guess you could still see me. My hand's in the way, of course. Oh, alright. Let me find the lines there. Well, I can't find them. Alright, there we go. Alright, good enough. So we're not going to worry about anything else. That's good. That's good. When I baked these, it gave me a nice outside edge, so that's why I chose this side. I think that's where it kind of blistered. It did. It kind of blistered when it was cooking because you put it on a really hot sheet. All right. What we're going to do here is we're going to line this up again. And you can probably see that this one, we're going to go up a little higher because I want to cover up that gap that I didn't, hide. So here we go. We're going to do that. And they'll go in here like this. I like that little orange tint to the pieces. There we go. And see, it works here because I shrunk this. And it's not too hard to do, but I'm going to give you the dimensions. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start gluing down our pieces. And I'm going to leave this one open. And I'm going to make it a little tuck for something to flip the page with. Like I had mentioned before, I'm trying to rub off. My glue has been spouting up like a volcano over here. I need to get my little rag. Oh, I guess I need to tap it. Sometimes you tap it and it helps it get the digestion under control. So I guess that's what the problem is. It's having indigestion. Oh, okay. So we're going to first line this one up. Pull these kind of out of the way. And what I'm going to tell you here is you'll have choices. Now you can go and just glue the outside edges here and put it down and make it for like a skinny belly band where you could put a skinny tag or something in through there. Now, or you could do a pocket like we did. I think I like the belly band idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do it in that way. I'm going to just glue the outside edges. And then I'm going to put it down. I'm kind of wiggly. I'm always wiggly. All right. There's that. We're going to press it. And we're going to see if we could make it a little gappy. It's the same idea, but I'm pushing on both the top and the bottom so they bow out a little bit so my piece can go in there. Now, if it's a piece of paper that has several folds, that will help because it's got that that width there. If I left it flat, you would have been fighting to get it in there. And, you know, you want it to be easy, especially if you make it for a gift. You want that person to be able to work with it. All right. I may have done my dimensions wrong here. Might have to think about that. Why has it got such a gap? I may have made this too big. Oh well, we're going to go with it. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Now this one, I'm going to do a U-shaped glue because I want to leave this open to put a little tag in it to be a page turner. So it'll work as a tiny tag and it'll work to be a flip. All right, I'm going to stick that right there. I'm going to come back just a tad. Oop, it's wiggling. It's wiggling on me. There. Okay, I'm going to go with it right there. It's trying to fight me. All right, I'm going to go with this. How many of you out there are quilters? I've noticed a lot of responses and views and everything are with the ones I have quilting squares with. I've got about 3 or 4 pieces, videos I mean, that are a quilting square related, and those are very popular. So there must be a lot of you that really enjoy this type of thing. I've been trying to come up with more ideas too to give you. This was one of them, and this is always stuck in my mind. This one and the cathedral window. Those are 2 quilting squares or quilting patterns that I really love. Okay, yeah, this didn't turn out bad. I don't think I need to really adjust the numbers, but I think what it was is I didn't shrink my big square down far enough. But this works for me. I'm happy with it. And this paper that I used is from Recollections, and it's called Autumn Blaze. And the other one I used is the same exact page. It's just one part of the page was yellower, and the other part was more maroon. But I loved it because it had the maple leaf right in the center. So that is our 2 pieces. I'm going to find a couple little items to put in here so I can show you what I was talking about. So give me just a second. Okay, I've got 2 items to add to this falling leaf pocket, or not pocket, but belly band. So I picked this because I thought it was a pretty color. Am I having a little issue here? I can't get it to go through. Let me test my edges here. You always have to check and see if you've glued over. And I think that may have been what I did. This glued over just a tad. Now let's try it. There we go. You just have to clear the clear the tunnel there. So this will work as a tiny page turner. And you could put one down here. You could put a hole in it with a dangle. And then you can write on the back of that or the front. But there you go. Folding leaf, belly band, and pocket. And here I've placed my gift card down in here like it would be if you sent it to them. Well, thank you very much for coming to see what I've gotten up to today. I hope everybody tries this, and everybody have a great day. Thank you.